Beautiful start to our day. This is a shot from our Tavares tower cam. It is a gorgeous start. We do have some storms moving our direction, so let's definitely take and just kind of enjoy the lovely weather that we have, certainly with no clouds over top of us. One would expect there to be a nice and quiet radar. And as a matter of fact, that's exactly what we've got looping it. That's just some garvely gook. Nothing too bad. Temperatures out the door. Look at that. It is 52 degrees in Claremont, just up the road from Tavares. It's 48 degrees in Leesburg, 48 in the Villages, 48 in Ocala, 51 in Orlando, and 46 in Daytona Beach. So it is looking great, great, great forecast for us today. Looking great, great, great. Temperatures climbing into the lower range of the 70s. It's going to be a beautiful day in paradise. Partly cloudy skies. I'm parenting the two little ones, so I don't know yet what we're going to do today, which, by the way, that's also my way of prefacing that, like, if this coffee talk somehow gets interrupted, I'm on full parental duty right now. So let's keep that in mind. Nice breeze, too. Easterly winds, 10 to 15 miles an hour. Looking at the temperatures around Central Florida, lower 70s area wide, it's going to be an absolutely beautiful day. We take a look at Futurecast and get an idea of where we're at for today. There you go. This morning looking good. Through lunchtime looking good. Couple of clouds. No big deal. But that's just kind of a look at today. We widen the perspective out, and there is already a storm system out in the Gulf of Mexico that's gearing up and will be heading our direction over the next couple of days. Here's a look at it right now on the satellite and radar, and it's bringing some nasty weather to Texas. Next up will be Louisiana. But what's interesting is look on the northern periphery of this thing, because it's bringing snow, Oklahoma, Kansas, into Missouri. I mean, that's kind of the interesting part of this. Is it's a pretty deepened area of low pressure, and it's a pretty impressive area of low pressure. So we're talking about some winter precipitation for them, but of course not for us. As this storm system matures, there's about 5:30 tonight, and we see it over Louisiana, bringing all kinds of storms. Then while we're sleeping tonight into tomorrow, it starts working our direction, and there's a look around lunchtime. We'll have that storm system impacting Central Florida, clearing out tomorrow afternoon and evening, and then as it continues to sweep through, high pressure builds in. We've got a pretty nice Sunday, a few overrunning showers on that front, but not too bad. And then our next storm system already starts to develop. We have a very active weather pattern, at least as is stated right now. But the main focal point, of course, is going to be that storm system impacting us. So let's chat a little bit about it. First and foremost, tomorrow is a first warning impact day, just because we know we've got the storms moving into our area. But you want to get a better idea of when those storms move in. So do I. We got a plan, right? So let's look at Futurecast. Overnight tonight, we're clouding things up. Here's 5:36. When I see on West 2 News Sunrise tomorrow morning, range north and west of the metro, okay? Heavy downpours, thunder, lightning, probably likely there. Working that in 7 a.m., 8, 9 a.m., right? 10 a.m. The good news is trending data shows that this should come in a little earlier than we'd first thought, like afternoon, evening, overnight. Now we're kind of looking at midday. Now we're kind of looking at like morning to about afternoon. So based on the data, and we'll look at all the stuff together, I'm thinking we could have a couple of storms. Do we get anything stronger than that? It looks marginal at best. That's what we were discussing yesterday, and I think that that's still holding through. But our northern areas, 8 o'clock in the morning, 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, that's when we're going to have the most inclement weather around, right? 9 o'clock getting into the metro, 10, 11 o'clock pushing out, and then look at your afternoon. It's gorgeous. 1, 2 o'clock, bright sunshine, completely quiet conditions, and that continues through the evening. So couple of things here. First off, let's go back again and just look 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. That's when those storms look like they want to march into the metro, which means for the half marathon tomorrow morning, we're good for the early part. But as I said for the last couple of days, hi, sweet Stella. For the last couple of days, I said the stragglers, the slow eye. If it was me running, it would have been me. By 8 a.m., we're starting to watch the radar for the potential of some rains around. So keep that in mind, okay? May not be perfect for the half marathon, which is fine. It's, oh my goodness, you're such an attention snob, Stella. You can't see it, but she's just like sitting off camera like, I don't know who you're talking to. It's just me in the room. So I would say watching the radar for the half marathon tomorrow, right? And then if you're running the full marathon, okay, I think we're looking better. Maybe some overrunning showers by late in the marathon time. But, I think all in all, this storm system is going to time out well for the marathon runners, okay? All right. Now, we were discussing the threat of severe weather, and again, we're calling it an impact day because of the threat there. Strong winds and tornadoes are going to be our main concern. As a matter of fact, if we break it down from data using the Storm Prediction Center's forecast, tornadoes and damaging winds are the reason that they've put us under the low end, technically called marginal risk, but we refer to it as a low end level 1. Out of 5 risk for strong to severe storms, isolated strong to severe storms in nature, okay? And again, it's going to be those areas highlighted there. All of Central Florida under that threat, okay? So we know that at least there's a threat. But let's do this. Coffee Talk, we do like to take those deep dives, and this is the latest GFS model data looking at the different mediagrams, okay? So this starts at 0Z. So this is actually 7 o'clock tonight. The atmosphere definitely better set for severe weather tonight, but I don't think that we're going to have that, obviously, because all the energy is going to be out in the Gulf of Mexico. So that's fine. Let's go forward in time. All right. If you're noticing like, oh, we've got the goalpost, like to a certain extent we do, at least kind of at the, what is that? That's at like the 850, 700 millibar level. But the moisture isn't here yet. You've got to have the moisture and the upper level dynamics. So there's going to be some decent shear. But notice getting into 60, so getting into early tomorrow morning, that temperature dew point gap starts to close, and we turn to more of a kind of stratiform kind of event. Now, there's going to be the opportunity for some thunderstorms for sure. This is 12Z, so this is 7 o'clock tomorrow morning as those storms are moving in. But notice that column of moisture, top left corner. You see the red and green lines are pretty close together. That's noticing that, yeah, we've got a pretty saturated air mass looking up in the air column, which means that there's the threat of some storms, but it's not like a home run to anything severe, all right? 15Z, so we're getting into like the 10, 11 o'clock hour. This is when the storm's moving in. You see how saturated that air mass is? Yeah. Marginal severe. And then that's at 21Z, but that's as the stuff's moving out. You start to get that dry slot moving in there. So I think the Storm Prediction Center has done a great job of identifying this. Marginal severe, to me, is absolutely the right call. All right? That's from everything that I can see. That's in line with where we're at. Okay? Questions? It does look, yes, it does look moist. It does look moist. It's going to be, when we talk about the threats for showers and thunder showers, we're what are we at? 80%? 70%? Yeah. So there you go. Kurt's asking anything for Vieira. I think that all of Central Florida is going to get some rain for sure. Here again is the Futurecast timeline. All right. I'm just going to skip forward. There's 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. 7, 8, 9. Plenty of showers and storms. Which, by the way, based on this, if there's anything severe, we will not have a coffee talk tomorrow. I'll have to focus on TV. If it's sub-severe, then we can do a coffee talk. I'm just letting you know ahead of time, okay? Storms moving through. So you're asking about Vieira. I mean, like, there you go. Moving into Brevard County late morning is kind of what we're thinking, 10, 11 o'clock. And this timing could adjust around, certainly, from there. Now, I see somebody mentioning it, Katrina, over on YouTube. And Katrina, you're 100% right. Katrina says, I'm more concerned about Tuesday. And I would not disagree, right? I would say that Tuesday's dynamics definitely look to be stronger, right? All right, so for tomorrow, let's peek through. All right, so Chris, your answer, 8:30, 9 o'clock, like 8:30, 9 o'clock, sir. All right. And then clearing through about the afternoon. Now, Tuesday gets interesting. So let's look at kind of the longer flavor here of the global model. So here we are. There's Sunday, some overrunning showers, but should be pretty good. Then we start to watch our next storm system gearing up, right? So let's do this. Let me dial this up. Our long-range futurecast. I don't even know if the long range will go out that far. Oh, it will. Okay, very good. All right, so Tuesday we watch this storm system gear up and fire up energy. Right? And the question is, as that arrives Tuesday afternoon, what does that look like? What does that do for us? So Tuesday's the next one to watch. So let's look at the dynamics on that, which I believe, oh, don't break you. Let's go. I believe it'll start at like 90 hours. Yeah. All right. So 90 hours. We'll go to KMCO. Okay. So let's look at the Tuesday scenario. Okay. 96 hours out. That's Tuesday morning. All right. So ahead of the line. Nothing crazy. But remember, it's going to be like a Tuesday. It's going to be like there's 12Z, so that's going to be in the morning. Now we're getting into the afternoon, starting to see that temperature dew point spread right at the kind of 850 to 700 millibar level, starting to see some turning winds with height. For now, definitely more wind shear. We've got a wind streak upstairs. Yeah, Tuesday's definitely looking more in line for some severe weather. Yeah. Definitely looking more in line. Not severe in terms of hail, but severe in terms of wind gusts and severe in terms of tornadoes. All right? It's going to be a little window, and then you see how that column of air gets super saturated again. What? The toilet seat. You need me to fix the toilet seat? Yeah. All right. Excuse me for a second. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves about this. I'll be right back. Jeez Louise. Okay, hi. Hope you got a chance to learn a thing or two about the old diagrams there. By the way, you can look at all this stuff on pivotalweather.com. When nature calls, Eric to the rescue. You know it, and a little bit of hand sanitizer to clean up the mess. All right, Kevin's asking what we're looking at. Yeah, so, and we've done this a lot in the last couple of days. So what you're looking at here, this is a way for us to analyze the atmosphere. Think of it like a weather balloon because that's what it is. That's what it mimics. So let me start off. Twice a day, National Weather Service launches weather balloons, okay? Those weather balloons sample the column of air going up, whether it's wind direction, wind speed, temperature, dew point, and that data goes into computer models, okay? A good example of that, here, I'll just show you the sounding. I'll just show you the sounding from right now. Hold on, I gotta find one that's like SKUT log P January 5th. We'll go to January 4th. Here, all right. Copy image address. Let me pop it up here. All right, so this is the most recent SKUT log P for Brevard County, okay? You're looking at winds, you're looking at all different things. That's from yesterday morning. I say it's the most recent. It's from yesterday morning. I could have gotten last night, but yeah, that's an atmospheric sounding. So in this case, on the left, the white line you're looking at is the dew point. On the right, the white line you're looking at is the temperature. And there's all kinds of different things. On the far right, you've got wind direction and wind barbs. On the far right, you've got different like parcel of air indicators, the LCLs, the CAPs, all these different things. So what it does is it gives us an idea of the atmosphere above us. And a lot can be told by that. So on this graphic, it's the exact same thing in that top left box. But this is based on computer model data. So what it allows us to do is it allows us to see not only what the GFS European model or what have you, because like when we show you the computer models, you see that. And it's like, oh, it's going to rain on Tuesday. But there's more data available. Like I can go in and take that model data and look at it this way and get an idea of what's going on above our heads. And we can look at temperature, dew point. We can look at wind shear, wind speeds upstairs, yada, 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 yada. Okay. So, yeah, it's one of those things where, when we need to look deeper into the severe weather world, we can certainly look deeper into the severe weather world. And that's what we do, right? All right. Questions about it. So top left, green is the dew point, red is the temperature. And then above it, you can kind of see these little lines with ticks or with lines on them. That's the wind speed and direction with height. All right. So kind of interesting stuff. This is stuff that you don't see on the air. We're not showing this on TV, but this is the stuff we look at behind the scenes. Hodograph, top right, kind of gives us an idea of where it's moving with height, that sort of thing. The storm slinky kind of lets you know where it's going with height. And then, of course, there's a bunch of other little pieces of energy on the bottom. There's a bunch of little pieces of energy. Yeah. Just when I think I've learned enough about meteorology, you go and bring out a new tool. And the thing is, there's always new tools coming out. Like, well, one of the greatest benefits, like of interns, for example, is that they'll show up with something and you're like, what is that? And then it's like, well, that's cool. Because think about it. Like, I'm out of school. So, it's if my peers aren't talking about this, it's not pointing out some different things. Some new things that people have come up with. And like on the bottom, there's all kinds of data down there to kind of give you different levels of shear, wind direction, just kinds of different stuff. And you can see where it says like SARS sounding analogs. Like it's giving you an idea right there. Interestingly enough, for a significant supercell event. So it kind of just looks around and takes all the data. That's the best way to look at it. Is it takes the data and presents it in a rocket ship idea, like from this is KMCO, rocket shipping up. My brother was wondering if you could show the 93 sounding historical data and compare it to Tuesday's threat. And the entire year of 93, Mickey? I have no idea what you mean, though. Yeah. Where's intern Ryan? He will back me up. I don't know where he is right now, but back you up on what? Did I miss a comment? Oh, don't lie. You make the interns go get you coffee and do the work you don't want to do. We all know your secrets. That's also true. That's also true. But sometimes we actually have to do the work, too. But you're right. Yeah. 100% correct. And I made my coffee. Yes, never, ever, ever stop learning. Never stop learning. Yeah. John says, my son is flying back to Tennessee today, so glad his flight isn't Saturday. Yeah, for sure. For sure. So this is Tuesday. Tuesday looks a bit more interesting. It's funny, I was chatting with Manolfi about it yesterday, and we both kind of agree. It's funny, I told him, I was like, Manolfi, I'm going to be with you on Tuesday. And he's like, if you weren't before, you were now, bada bing. And it's like, yeah, putz. Now, one resource that we also have where we can look at the storm threats and all of that fun stuff is the SIPs.
I filled this up really good.
Oh my gosh, you did a great job. Thank you. All right, so the SIPs. This is a resource where we can take computer model data and it lets us look at storm threats, right?
Hug.
Oh my gosh, you want a hug? Okay. I love you. So one thing that's interesting about tomorrow is that the SIPs has actually broken down. Like there's the thread of it kind of breaking down. That's why I like looking at the pixels and the contours, not just the filled contours, because the filled contours will shade it down. It's really breaking down that threat. As a matter of fact, if we look at that threat through time, you can kind of see how it peaked out. Here, let me enlarge it here. It peaked out when it was a day 6 event. Day 5, it started breaking it down. Day 4, day 3, the contour. Here we are, day 2, and this contouring down. Like it's not showing much. So according to at least the algorithm that this uses, the severe weather threat seems to be coming down. So, and that's not a surprise. It kind of, that's as the data comes in, that I agree with that wholeheartedly. So that's why, again, you look at model data, but it also look at your own brain, right? So day 3, day 4, day 5 is that Tuesday event. SIPS is showing a pretty decent little analog for some storms, stronger, significant storms. Here's the wind threats, okay, hail threats north of us, tornado threats. So for us, to me, and here's the kind of the analog to look throughout time. When it was day 8, it was north of us. Okay, I'll get it for you after, buddy, okay? There's day 8 north of us, kind of trending day 7 to us, day 6 to us, and then here we are, day 5 to us. So to me, it's looking more and more interesting for Tuesday, and the SIP system is definitely picking up on that. All right? And that's this storm system here. So yeah, with this storm tomorrow, I'm going to miss seeing snow by about 60 miles. Mike, I'm sorry to hear that. So putting it all together then, and I've got to hand it to my kids. They've been pretty good. Like, they're watching the old Disney Junior, but they're doing pretty good. So based on everything we're seeing, can you close that door for me, please? I'll be with you in just a few minutes. Can you close the door, please? Thank you, sir. Maybe if you put some clothes on, you wouldn't be so cold. Kid's running around in his underwear. Like, what? Where did you... And then he just came in. I'm cold. Put your clothes back on. He's just doing it because he knows I'm broadcasting. Which also tells me Eric's going to be my little broadcaster. Whatever that looks like. It's going to be a YouTuber or something. TikToker. So, okay. So let's review. We've got our chance of storms on Saturday. Marginal. To me, marginal. It's going to shower. It's going to storm. That's not looking dynamically as impressive. Now, Tuesday. That'll be interesting. We'll have to watch that one. All right? Questions, comments, concerns. Will I go into rain total? Sure, we can do that. In terms of the models, nothing terribly impressive. Couple inches of rain. Yeah, a couple inches of rain through the weekend for Saturday. Have you ever thought about growing facial hair? I've been off of work for a couple of days, and I'm kind of growing it out. It doesn't come in very well. I look more like Joe Dirt than anything. So, thought about it, sure. In practice, it's not that impressive. Not that impressive. Clothes are overrated. I know. Well, it's just like 1 minute he's fully clothed in his pajamas. The next minute, like he's ripped off his pajamas and he's just in his underwear. And I'm like, what is that? What do you think? What are you doing? Oh, man. Put clothes on. Great meteorological advice. I know, right? Also, I run the heat in this house. Like, I get so cold right now that it's just not even. It's not even. It's just not even. Mickey, what verbiage is the SPC saying about Tuesday? So at this point, it's a little early for them to get into it much. So, I would suspect that Tuesday will be catching their eye there. They don't really start mentioning it until like day 3, maybe even day 4. Yeah. Yeah, because the 4 through 8, they've got it highlighted as day 5 of 15%. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. So, as they put it, deep layer wind flows, photographs environment may be conducive to considerable organized severe thunderstorm potential, including supercells with potential to produce damaging wind gusts and a few strong tornadoes. So that's all they're mentioning about it right now, which I agree. And they're giving it a 15%, which is, it's a decent opportunity for severe weather. Yeah. Yeah. Mike, you are too funny. You are too funny. Like Saturday, by the time it gets here, how Tuesday's weather will be downgraded by that time. I mean, it's possible. The models have been fairly consistent with the dynamics there, but, it's all going to come down to how it evolves and that sort of thing, right? Terry says, enjoy your day today. Tomorrow will be a toss-up. I would just say for tomorrow, plan on being inside the first part of the day as these storms move through, and then once they clear out, they'll be done. Lisa says, Saturday, not a theme park day. Again, I would say plan to be inside the first part of the day. The afternoon, you'll be good to go. Here again, our Futurecast model. All right, let's roll through. So, 5 a.m. Are you going to be awake? I am. Are you? Storms are moving through. 7 a.m. You'll be waking up. It's going to be stormy. There's 9 a.m. Futurecast showing those storms marching through the metro. 10 a.m. Storms around. 11, 12 o'clock clearing out. Look, 1 o'clock, go outside and play. When I was a kid, my father used to lock the door and lock us outside to go play. By 1 o'clock, you can go outside and play. Right? And then that continues all the way through the evening. All right? So the first part of the day, go inside, watch Netflix, clean your room, and then afterward, you're good to go. Okay? I'm stress eating cookies due to all the storm talk. Don't do that, Jeannie Roman. Or do that. I don't know. Whatever you prefer. You do whatever you want to do. Annie says less people at the parks now. I tried to get a reservation to go today, and I could not. Too many dang people at the parks. Because I'm single parenting, I was trying to think of things to do with the kids, and that was one of my options. As I checked the reservations to see if there are any available. Yeah. Still no reservations for today, which is stupid. I know, race weekend. I know. I just wanted to take the kids and have them walk off some dang energy. Oh, man. Good times. Now I know, the marathon weekend, it's crazy. We were outside all day, not allowed in. I even had my own log cabin dollhouse out in the yard. My brother had a treehouse. Yeah, my father locked the door. I mean, it was different. It was a different day and age, right? But Cindy, that very well may be the destination today. But yeah, like that was what we did. Lock the doors, like, you go play. I'll let you know when lunch is ready. We didn't go that far, you know. They're getting rid of reservations for like day of tickets or something. I don't know. It's out of my realm. All right, questions, comments. Because I did drink from the garden. You darn right, I drank from the hose. You're darn right, I drank from the hose. Questions, comments, concerns, anything. Am I working tomorrow? Yes. Will I be on the air if there's severe weather? Yes. Do you have a long-range forecast for the rest of the month? No. I'll get there. I'm starting to work on my long-range stuff in detail. So, yeah. We'll get there. Nathan, good morning. Morning from Lakeland. Thank you for the updates. How bad can the storms be? I live in a trailer park. So, Nathan, I would just say we have to watch. They could get a little feisty. All right? And he loved growing up in the 80s. The 80s and the 90s, I loved them. Barbie's asking, what can the seas be for my cruise tomorrow from Cape Canaveral? Well, first off, jealous. I need to get that out of the way first. Second, give me a second. I'll check for you. For tomorrow, well, there are small craft advisories posted. 4 to 6 up to 7 feet for tomorrow, staying in the Bahamas. Cruising down. I would assume that you guys would stay pretty close for that very reason. Saturday 4 to 6, and then calming by Sunday. So the first couple of days, as the storm system pushes through, it could get a little feisty for you. Also, really, really jealous of you. Really jealous. My sarcasm is at a high level. I'm missing them. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Hi, Stella. You and the kids and everybody's given me so many things. As a kid, you give me a popsicle stick and a Matchbox cars. I know. It's like MacGyver Kid Edition, right? Exactly. I know it's out of every area, but severity for Sebring will be out in the open. I would say that the severity would come down a little bit for you, Brian, because as this line moves in for tomorrow, it comes down in intensity. So the question is how much that happens. So we'll have to see. But for you, my friend, I would say that it's probably going to be a bit weaker for you. All right. That's all I got. I'll be tweeting through today, keeping you up to date. Don't you worry. And then, of course, we'll have coffee talk. We'll have coffee talk tomorrow if everything is sub-severe as it's coming in. If not, if I happen to need to be on the air, that's what pays the bills. And hopefully our news folks will be able to get whatever broadcast out on the socials. All right. But I will be posting on the Facebook and on the Twitter and all that stuff, keeping you up to date. All right? Listen, be the sunshine in someone else's day. No idea what I'm going to do with the kids today. We'll figure it out. We're going to have fun. Take care. Have fun.